hands align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind.
Welcome back to the Arsenal on My Mind podcast. As always, Mr. Saki J and Mr. Spike in the house. How's it going?
Disappointed.
Disappointed? Doesn't begin to
Yeah.
explain it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. It was a scrappy game.
Really scrappy.
Um, Chelsea came with a lot of intensity, but also they played very physical.
Mm-hmm.
Um, our boys were a bit, disjointed, understandably because we had a center back pairing that were playing for the first time together.
And they played well, in all fairness.
Yeah, I'm just analyzing the reason why we even considered the goal in the first place. We have two center backs that never played together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we had coming off a big week. You know, um, it's disappointing because we played 45 minutes with against 10 men.
Yes,
But
very.
before the start of the game, if they had told me that the game was going to go the way it went and we would walk away with a point, I would take it. Because you have to remember that we played against a team
Mm-hmm.
that has outspent every other team in the past.
Well,
two,
collectively, sure.
correct.
But,
So they have good players.
well, of course. But,
Yeah.
they don't have
They are
better
play,
players than Man City.
no, they have. We didn't beat Man City this season.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they have good players.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the form of their career. I mean, they are in the best form I think they have been in the past 3 or 4 seasons.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
You know, they just literally just destroyed Barcelona a few days prior.
Yeah.
You know.
Same reason with the red card.
Yeah, well, so the point I'm trying to make is we cannot go around disrespecting teams. There's no easy game in the Premier League, and we went to Stamford Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we should have won that game, but I think the point was a fair result. I don't see it. I don't see it as 2 point lost. I see it as a point gain. That's
Well,
the
I
way
mean,
I see
you
it.
can say that because we came from behind, right? But anyways, my thoughts on the game and the whole game analysis is a little bit different, right? I think the hype for the game was too much, right? It was being hyped up as a game that was like, oh, first versus second. It's like, is that undue pressure that the media puts on Arsenal, right? They're like, oh, Arsenal wins this game and they're done, they're the champions, crown them now, this is their biggest challenge, much like playing Bayern was our biggest challenge. There's a lot of build up to the game, then obviously the Caicedo and Rice comparisons, then just the fact that Chelsea had a lot to prove, right? They have a lot to prove because they have been playing well, obviously, right? But they haven't really been. I mean, did they beat Liverpool when they played? Did they beat Liverpool? Maybe. I don't remember, right? But they were really, really up for the game and really, really charged up. And the atmosphere was created by the media and the fanscape, put too much on the game, right? So, yes, I agree with you that they came out very aggressive, very, very energetic, very, very positive. But I disagree with you in that they said it offline, not on the pod. We said it offline that, had it been 11v11, right, we might have not won the game, or we might have lost or drawn. I disagree. And this is the thing about the new Arsenal, right? Had Chelsea kept their 11 players on the field and they were dominating the game that they were, and they don't score from it, kind of how we suffocate teams, right? You hum, huff, puff, 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 and then you don't score on Arsenal, then Arsenal just comes in second half and blows you away. Typically what happens. I mean, even the Bayern game, same thing. Spurs game, not really, but kinda. Like we let teams play in the first half usually. and then we come out and blow in the second half ultimately. So I don't agree that the red card, that without the red card we would have lost. I don't think so. I think we would have probably won. You know, so I think that intensity. Plus, I'll give Chelsea credit. After the red card, they didn't really like park the bus.
Let me ask you this question. Before the
Mhm.
red card, who looked most likely to score?
That's my whole point. They did, right?
Before
But
the red card,
mhm,
I literally celebrated the red card like a goal because the way I read the game was
mhm.
the way the game was going, we were not going to walk out of that place with a
But
point.
okay, Chelsea was huffing and puffing, but did they have any clear chances?
Well, I mean,
Answer
did
that
we? How
question.
many clear chances did we have?
No, no, no. You're saying that they were dominating that first 38
No,
minutes.
no, no, no,
Did they
no,
get any
no. I did
chances?
not say that they dominated.
Okay.
They were the better team.
Oh,
They
of course.
they,
That's fair. That's
they look
fair.
most likely. They look most likely to score.
Sure. I mean, we had
And
the better
even after they
chances.
went,
I would argue we had the better chances.
even after they went a man down,
Hmm.
they still kept up the intensity and they still scored first.
Right. So my
Remember,
point is,
remember they scored after they went to a man down.
yes,
And you have to understand that Chelsea, look, like I'm looking at you see, their past since July.
mhm.
You know, these guys have been these guys have been consistent. In July alone, they beat um they beat PSG.
Well, July was preseason,
What?
right? That was preseason.
Oh, sorry, that was preseason.
Hmm.
But the point I'm trying to make is they've been pretty consistent
I agree.
coming into this game. You know,
Hmm.
beat Barcelona, beat Burnley, beat Wolves,
Hmm.
drew with Quebec. Beat Tottenham. Yes, and yes, they did beat Liverpool.
Hmm.
So they're not a team that you can just wish away.
But
But
none of those teams that you just mentioned right there, or even, I mean, besides Liverpool, right, and Barca, we will agree the Barca game was strictly because they got a red card. You want to say it? They might want to admit it? Fine, right? But Liverpool is beatable, as you can see. Anyone can beat them for the most part nowadays, right? Maybe they found the corner now. Burnley, Wolves, come on, like there's nothing. My point is, I get it. They're playing well. They're playing better than they thought they would be this season, right? I know you can give them credit for winning the Club World Cup, all that nonsense. But my point is, they're a good team. I'm not saying that they're a bad team. I'm just saying that before that red card, they were the better team, but we even had more chances than them in that game. I mean, we had the Saka miss. So we had more clear-cut chances, even though they were on top. And I'm telling you that the way Arsenal plays, right, on the new Arsenal identity is that we typically play better second half. Even when we play well. Even the Bayern game, even any game. Bayern game, they weren't better than us in the first half, but it was pretty even. Second half came, we destroyed them.
yeah, I get
Spurs,
I get that. But
yeah.
did we play better in the second half?
Well, things change. Is a red card, right? And the thing is, here's what's interesting about that, and this is where I think maybe the team has a little bit of a hiccup, is that I think Arsenal thought that when they kicked second half, that Chelsea would park the bus, as everyone thought. But Chelsea were pretty aggressive. As a result,
So are
Arsenal,
you saying that Maresca outcoached Arteta?
yes, maybe he
Okay.
did in a sense. But then again, you look at it and you say, okay, Chelsea, like I mean, Mikel had to make a change, like you said, a center back, right? Granted, it didn't really affect us per se, but we all know how important our partnership is. We didn't have one of our most informed players in Trossard either, right? We didn't have our strikers. We didn't. I mean, so
That's
they
what, so
didn't have
you're essentially making my point.
that. What?
That the 1 point was a good point.
Well, how do I put it? It wasn't a bad point, right? If the alternative is that we went for it and lost, no, I'm not on that camp of like go harder, right? I'm just saying is that I'm disappointed that we didn't win the game because all it would have taken, all it would have taken was for us to have been a bit more positive in attack, right? Instead of trying to manage their 10 men, since they were playing like they didn't have 10 men, we should have done the same. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Let me
you put
ask
like
you
10 men.
let
We
me
should,
ask
we
you
should
this
put like,
question.
you don't have 10 men either.
Let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
Going into that week, if you were offered that you beat Spurs, you destroy Spurs,
Hmm.
destroy
Bayern.
Bayern,
Hmm.
and go to Stamford Bridge and take a point. Would
Hmm.
you take it?
Of course, you're missing the point.
There you go.
No, 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 okay. But you know what I would have taken better? Had we beaten all three,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
And if you
if
remember when we
I mean,
discussed this run of games earlier in the month, I
mhm.
said I would take the draw at Bayern to beat Chelsea and Spurs. You
Yeah,
know? So
well, you see, I always wish I had a rich uncle somewhere that would just wake up one day and say, "Hey, here you go, $1 million." You know,
mhm.
those are wishful thinking. Yes, we could have beaten them, or everybody, but you can't win every game,
So
not in
if
the Premier League.
I swear to you, if this game was 11-11 the whole time and ended 1-1, I take the point happily.
Well, I understand that part.
Okay, you know?
Yeah, I understand that part. That yes, we should have, taken advantage of one extra man. But the team wasn't playing well. And
Yeah.
if you're not playing well and you go and play one of the most informed team, that their confidence is high and you don't lose,
Hmm.
that's fine.
Hey, Bayern's
After
confidence was
after the
very
week we
high.
just had, after the week
Bayern's
we just
confidence
had,
was even higher than Chelsea's confidence. We haven't lost a
that's
game
what
all
I'm
year.
saying. After the week we just had,
Yeah.
players are jaded. Bayern was the toughest game we've had all season. Both
Hmm.
the players and the coach said it. So
Hmm.
coming right out of that and going to what you call it,
Stamford
to
Bridge.
Stamford Bridge, and it's absolutely.
Again, like I said, if it was all players on the field 11-11, I'm happy with the draw, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like we missed an opportunity there to really drive home because the thing about playing against 10 men is, yeah, it can be more difficult usually, right? Against 10 men because you start overthinking things, you start worrying and being like, whoa, what about this? What about that? Oh, we have to cover the wings and kind of compact them, you know? I
Mhm.
get all that. Like you can get in your head playing against 10. I mean, shoot, Man U lost to Everton last week and they had 10 men and they scored the goal after the red card, you know? So it's like, it can happen. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying that we should have been more positive because all I was thinking, if we had scored first in that game, they were not tying it up. There was no way to tie it up. Like they were not that much of a threat. And the goal, the corner, credit to them, great header, right? But
Mhm.
if you, this is my issue. I mean, no excuses, right? But freaking Enzo was offsides, and he was holding on to Mascara. They didn't even look at it at all. The ref didn't look at didn't even look at it at all, right? But credit to them, I didn't think it was off until I saw it later. I'm like, well, obviously he's offside. He's interfering with the guy who could have stopped the ball, right?
Mhm.
But my point is, the goal wasn't like an amazing goal that they somehow cut us open and scored. They got a goal like we get goals, corner
Mhm.
kicks, you know? And it's like, fine, fair enough. You guys were more aggressive and Chelsea deserved the point. We deserved three, or should have gotten three. But Chelsea should be happy with a point because they were down 10 men, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's just go into the player rating then.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your player rating?
So my rating is not terrible. I mean, when I say we didn't really play well, but there's no one player I can look at and say, "Oh, you sucked," except for maybe Eze and Rice. They weren't really in the game. But anyways, I gave the whole back four sevens, right? They didn't do anything wrong. You can blame them for the goal, but I wouldn't really say so. Actually, it was Rice who was marking Chaloba, for that corner and let him get the header. So defense was fine. Raya, I gave him a six because the save he had to make prior to the corner. Yeah, he made the save and it looked good, but it was poor. He was poorly positioned, for that cross that came in to have to even make that save. I mean, normally, if you stay grounded and you're close to your posts, that header doesn't even bother you at all. And the other
Mhm.
wasn't even on target, but it doesn't matter. He made the save. He was out of position and gave him the corner and they scored. But I didn't see him do much else during the game. I gave him a six there. I gave backline sevens all across. Calafiori, I thought played well. The yellow card, there's a reason why he was subbed off. Timber played well. Hincapié and Mosquera, I think they were fine. They didn't really face. I don't even know who Chelsea's striker was. Was it Yao Pedro in that game? I
So what
assume
so
so.
what
Huh?
numbers are you giving them? You're saying they played well, but you're not giving numbers.
Seven. It's a seven. It's a
Oh,
seven
okay.
across the board. Yeah, yeah. Seven's across the board there. I thought Zubimendi and Rice and Eze was where we lost the game, right? And their midfield is pretty impressive too, with Caicedo, with Enzo, and
But
technically,
we didn't lose the game. I mean, you said we lost the game, but we didn't lose the game. I know
okay, I
it
think
feels like
that
a loss.
fair enough. It felt like a loss. I think the game we lost control of the game in midfield because
Yes.
Rice and Zubimendi weren't at their best. Zubimendi, we know he's a smaller guy. He's not as physically imposing as those guys are. And then, I mean, I have to give credit to Reece James. He played really well in that midfield. And he came into midfield a lot and really dominated our midfield. And then, so I gave Zubimendi and Rice both sixes. I gave Eze a six as well. I know he didn't really have the chances to, but he wasn't in the game. And this is, this is the worry with Eze sometimes is, he drifts in and out of games sometimes. If he's not scoring or assisting, you don't see anything else. I gave him a six as well. I gave Saka a seven, but he played well, gave the assist for the goal, great cross. I gave Martinelli a six. I'm I keep saying it, I'm gonna say it again. Martinelli is not an Arsenal starter. He's an Arsenal super sub. That's what he
I
is.
agree.
He just when he starts games, there's something about the way he plays. It's just not as good.
I agree.
Um, I give Marino an eight. He's my man of the match. He wasn't a tough choice. Great goal. I mean, he's turning into like a number nine, like for real, before our eyes. So he's playing really well. Off the bench, Madueke, I gave him a six. Skelly, I give him a five. He came on, and then he came on for Calafiori because he got a yellow card, and then he got the yellow card right away. It's like, come on, dude. But he's young. I give him a five. Madueke, I gave him a six. Didn't do much. Uh, Odegaard also a six. He actually looks decent coming on. Odegaard, he didn't look terrible. He
Mhm.
gave away a few passes, but ultimately, I think it was decent. And then Mikel, um, I'm giving him a six today, right? Now, it could have been worse because I still think we should have set the team up better to win in second half. But I mean, the game started with this last minute injury to Saliba. You didn't have Trossard, you know, and in that first 38 minutes before the red card, Chelsea looks better. And at that point, maybe you can't blame the coach, you can blame the players, but a six is not a bad rating on our show. For Mikel, six is pretty good. We've given them far worse, like with Liverpool and so forth. So overall, there's no terrible like ratings out there. I just wanted more from us, but when the team changes so much, I mean, injury wise, if we weren't this deep this year, we'd be suffering
Mhm.
because every time someone gets hurt, and once someone gets healthy, someone else gets hurt right behind them. It's like continually.
Mhm.
When are we ever gonna have that our best 11 that we talked about at the beginning of the season? Like never at this point.
Well, I mean, and that's why we have a deep squad,
Yeah, I'm just saying like if we weren't deep, we'd be screwed
yeah, well,
royally.
other teams too are getting injuries, so
And they're not as deep. And
we
I'm
don't
just saying.
exactly. So
Mhm.
I don't want to hear excuses. I want us to win the title. You know,
Yep.
Raya, I gave him a seven.
Okay.
I think he did the job. Timber, I gave him an eight. Because he's ever consistent. He basically kept what's his name quiet.
Neto.
Neto
Or
quiet that
did
they
he
had
play
to
Neto or
switch
did he play Esteban? It was
that they had to
Neto.
switch
Hmm.
Neto to the other side. He kept him quiet, so I
Hmm.
gave Timber an eight. Mosquera and Hincapié, I gave them a seven.
Hmm.
I mean, there were a lot of yellow cards. Three of
Mm.
our back four had a
Hmm.
yellow card, and they had it at very crucial times so much so that Calafiori had to be taken out halftime.
Hmm.
I gave Calafiori a seven too.
Hmm.
Um, Rice, I gave a seven. It wasn't his best game, but it wasn't a bad game for him.
Okay.
He did a lot of controlling, the squad and the play. He showed a lot of leadership.
Hmm.
Zubimendi, he caught a yellow card early. Um,
Very
you know,
early.
yeah, and that's a game of that nature. Against very combative midfielders, it would be tough. So I give him a six.
Hmm.
Um, Martinelli, I give him a
What
six.
about Eze?
Eze, I give it Eze a six. You know,
Hmm.
it was quiet. Saka, I give an eight. He's my man of the match.
Okay.
Um, because you know, even though he was triple teamed and the right was always crowded. The one time, you know, he had to break free. He had to, make things happen and put a wonderful cross in,
Hmm.
put it on the plate for Merino. You know, even me, I could have scored that. You know, so Saka is my man of the match.
Okay.
Merino, I also give an eight because he scored the goal. He delivered. He finished.
Hmm.
Um, had a good game. It's a very mixed emotion game because in one hand we feel like we should have won that game. In the other hand, you feel like I'm happy with a 1 point away from Stamford and informed Chelsea in Stamford Bridge.
Hmm.
Um, Skelly came on, did the job, but caught a yellow card immediately.
Hmm.
So that kind of, you know, affected his performance because he came on to play defense.
Hmm.
So I give him a six. Odegaard, I started to see a little glimpses of, him pulling the strings, but I mean, it was just not our day. So
Hmm.
I give Odegaard a six, Madueke a six, Gyökeres, I give him a six too.
Hmm.
Arteta, I give a seven because um, I don't think there was anything else he could have done. I mean, looking at the bench and the people that did not play, and the fact that you get a big blow in training just before the
Hmm.
game and
Yeah.
lose a player like Saliba and still go ahead and not lose that game is
Yeah.
impressive.
No,
You know,
definitely give him credit for the, or give, that, I think that destabilized the team for sure. That
of
having to
course,
make
that
that
would
change.
destabilize any team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that we still did not lose that game, shows a lot of maturity in the
Yeah.
team, and a lot of grit. So uh,
Let me ask you a question.
I give him a
You've been
seven.
asking me a lot of questions. Let me ask you a question, right?
Mhm.
Would you feel any differently about that point if we had scored first and then they tied it up?
Yes,
Okay, so it doesn't matter how it happened.
of course.
Okay, and that's kind of how I feel, right? The point is fine, but I feel like we should have gotten more based on how things transpired. That's all.
Well, we came from behind.
Hmm.
Um, remember that there was a 12 man factor in that game, which
The
was the
fans.
fan. You know, uh,
Hmm.
they were up for it.
They were really up for it because
Yeah,
the game was hyped up a lot,
I remember. No, it's not hype. It's a London derby,
Yes,
and
but it was.
and technically,
I'm telling you, man,
technically,
the game was hyped up a lot.
is that the excuse you're going to give if we don't win the
It's not
Premier
an
League at the end?
excuse. I'm
Okay,
telling you why I was rocking, why
it should.
it was.
We
Mhm.
do- we you see where the the players and the club that's why it's a professional club. The
Mhm.
hype and all that should be blocked out from the players. It shouldn't affect the players
No,
because
I'm
it
not
should be
saying that.
blocked
I'm
out.
saying it affected Chelsea in a positive way. Is what I'm saying. Because
They
think
had all
about this,
the
right?
advantage. Yeah,
Think about it. If you, it's like a Jay, if you were about to like fight the biggest dude at school, and they're hyping it up so much, it's because they think that you can beat them, not because it's going to beat you down. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So
well,
it's going to make your head swell, not the big guy's head swell.
well, it was up to us to show that we were the big guys.
Well,
You know,
yeah, and by not losing, in a sense, you can say that, but we should have
exactly.
won.
I
That was
can tell you.
the
I
big
can
boy
tell you.
move is to have won that game.
I can tell you deep down, Chelsea was happy that they
Of
won.
course, because they were down 10 men.
You know why? Because I'm no, actually, I'm back. They were unhappy. They walked away with a point. Chelsea wanted to beat us.
But they couldn't. That's my
There,
point.
there you go. That's so you are making my point. Saying is a good 1 point because they couldn't beat us.
But they can't though. I'm telling you, they couldn't do it with 11. I'm saying that. With 11, they wouldn't have won.
Well,
And
all
so the
that
only positive thing about this game,
coulda, shoulda, woulda.
the
It's
only
all
positive thing
semantics.
about this game is
Hmm.
that Chelsea has to play without Caicedo for 3 games. And then they're gonna
Exactly.
fall off the Champions League, this form that they're on, and everybody will keep quiet about them.
Well, I don't know about falling off, but I would say at least they'll drop a few points.
I don't even know who they're playing
And
next, but I don't
I've,
even
I've
care.
seen it. I've seen they're all very winnable games
Oh,
without
okay. Well,
Caicedo.
good for them then.
They're all very winnable games without
Yeah,
Caicedo.
so they have Leeds, yeah, Leeds, Bournemouth, and Everton. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're all very winnable. And remember, Palmer is back.
Yeah.
You
Was he
know,
on the bench against us?
yeah, he
But he didn't
was.
come on.
No,
No.
yeah.
Mhm.
But he's back. But the good news is we have Jesus back.
And Gyökeres,
Gyökeres is back. Odegaard is
Odegaard.
back. So it was still a good week.
Yeah,
It was still a
good.
great
I
week.
mean, November was a hell of a month for Arsenal.
Exactly. And it was
Hmm
still a great week. We played three tough games, a North
hmm
London derby, a Champions League game against a team that has always disgraced us, basically,
hmm
in Champions League, and a London derby against an informed Chelsea in Stamford Bridge, and we didn't lose any of those games.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's a positive I'm taking.
Yeah, no, great November. So I won't take that away from the team. On Wednesday we played Brentford. Um, I think a good chance to get some of those guys who are from injury some game time.
Mhm.
I would have started Madueke against Chelsea just personally, just because of the history there. Even if he wasn't going to play the whole 90 minutes because he was back from injury recently. So was Martinelli. Martinelli was also injured for a while too. So I would say I would have started Madueke and then brought Martinelli on. But whatever. I'm saying now against Brentford, we should start Madueke. He should get the start on the left wing. I
Mhm.
think Gyökeres is going to replace Marino
Mhm.
um, up top. And then I think Saliba's injury is minor, so he should be back. And I think
I
you
won't
know,
play him.
you wouldn't play him
Mhm. Because we have a bigger game or a tougher game
on the weekend.
in the weekend
Who are we playing?
away to the most informed team right now in the Premier League.
I thought that was Chelsea.
No, no. Aston Villa is the most informed team
That's
in the
true.
Premier
That's
League.
a really tough game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't mention Chelsea. I just said Chelsea is in good form. I didn't say they're the most informed team.
Yeah.
Aston Villa is the most informed team in the Premier League. So
Yeah.
I would against Brentford. I
Roll
mean,
with Mosquera
it's
and
a tough game.
Hincapié.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brentford they are the best counter-attacking team in the Premier League this season.
hmm
They're very sharp. They have Sherda.
Thiago, the
Yeah,
striker, has 10 goals.
they have Igor
10
Thiago.
goals.
No, 11 actually. He has 11 goals.
Wow. That's
You
pretty
know,
impressive.
exactly.
hmm
But so I won't play Saliba. I'll keep him fresh.
That's fair.
I'll give Hincapié and Mosquera
Mosquera,
another
more
run.
chances to gel.
Yeah, I'll give them another run.
hmm
I'll rest Timber.
hmm
I'll rest Timber.
Play
Uh,
Benny Blanco, as we call
yeah,
him.
I'll put on Betty Blanco. I would start Calafiori.
I agree.
I'll start Calafiori. I'll rest Rice.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I know it's a bit controversial, but I'll rest Rice.
And play who?
It's games like this we bought Norgard for, and Norgard, this is his old team. He knows them,
Which is why I would have played Madrid against Chelsea. See?
exactly. So Norgard, I would start Norgard on this
hmm
one. And honestly, I'll start Norgard and Merino.
No, Norgard. I think is good enough for sure. Marino, I think his brain and chemistry is finally changing. He's a striker now. I've never really seen him play really well as a midfielder for us, But
Remember, we're at home.
yeah, no, no,
We're at
no.
home.
I'm fine with
Um,
that, but I don't think Mikel will. I think Mikel will play Rice and maybe
no, I'm
bring
saying
up at
what I
60
would do. I'm
minutes.
not saying I don't. I have no control of what Mikel is going to do.
Not anymore. No, I'm kidding.
What I would do, I would, I would rest Saka
hmm
and start Madueke there on the left. I'll let Martinelli run this Brentford guy. So I'll give him another run.
hmm
Um, I'll anchor Norgard Merino and put Odegaard in, give us a
hmm
rest, and put Gyökeres up front. And I can assure you that team will beat Brentford.
I agree. The only thing I will change about your team, besides the back line, well, no, the back line is fine. Um, I think I would actually, besides the midfield, sorry that you said. I mean, I think I'll stick with Rice. I think I would give Zubimendi the rest and do Rice and Marino maybe, or Rice and Norgard. I wouldn't. I don't think Odegaard gets a start. I actually think that well, if Odegaard plays, I think Eze still plays. Is what I think.
So
Right,
what's your quick prediction? We're running out of time.
2-0.
2-0?
hmm
Okay, I'm going 4-0.
Okay,
Let's go for the
demolition
Arsenal.
job. Demolition job.
Yes, 4-0.
But yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if we're gonna do a pod after that game or not, but we'll see if we can squeeze one in before the weekend after that Brentford game. Maybe just a ratings episode, and
We
then
will do a pod. We owe that commitment to our fans. So we
okay
would
after
always do
every
a
game.
pod after every game.
Okay, so we'll do a pod after the Brentford game, and then we'll do one again after Aston Villa. But yeah, we'll look forward to that game. We'll watch that live if we can. And other than that, as always, keep Arsenal.
On your mind.
All right.
Under floodlights build the fans align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind. Oh Arsenal, you never fail. Through rain and sun our steadfast sail.